So I recently started my career as an artist in a digital art space this year in 2023. And honestly, the very first thing I did to kind of jump into all this was find artists that I enjoyed or that I liked before ever picking up a pen at all. There's definitely some that I gravitated to more than others. There's definitely some that, you know, for most people, they find enjoyment in. There's some that I just didn't really like at all, obviously. And I think for everyone that's into art in any type of way, I think that's pretty normal. Everyone's not going to like the same artist and everyone's not going to dislike the same artist. And so I wanted to put together my top 10 digital artist list for 2024. I hope that this list inspires you to go check out some of these guys' work. I hope that this inspires you to make your own compilation of some of your favorite artists. So let's go ahead and jump straight into this video with number 10, and that's going to be Lulu Sketches. So this artist, Lulu Laura Price, obviously she's a visual development artist at Sony, has a ton of work. Really got introduced to her work over her environment studies, stuff like this. This was really crazy to me when I first saw it. It literally looks like a picture, but if you look really closely, you can definitely tell that this is drawn. But when you look at it super quick, you can't really see it. And I really enjoyed that. She just found this way to create these pieces that looked super realistic and somehow do them in her own style. And so coming at number 10, I definitely have Lulu Sketches at that number. At number 9, I'm not really sure how to pronounce his name, but it's Hannachi. There we go. I don't want to butcher his name, but it looks like Hannachi Seif. This guy right here, North African self-taught artist. This guy really inspired me as well because I loved his character design. I love the way he's able to put these characters in this simple background, but make it look so interesting at the same time. If anything, it feels like when I see his artwork, it feels like I'm looking at a magazine. Like, it's just really cool to see how he can make something so simple turn out so complex and so interesting. And so that's why I have this guy at number 9 on my list. His work is super interesting. I love the texture, it's just perfect. Honestly, I couldn't find another character artist that really took this amount of time to put into a single character sheet. At number 8, I got Ergo Josh. Now, Ergo Josh really kind of got me into the YouTube side of things. I love his artwork, but most importantly, I loved going to his YouTube channel and really just listening to what he would say about art and the way he did his videos and the detail of his artwork. Like if I go to some of these pictures, just kind of looking at all the little details in the arm and it's just crazy. I don't even know what some of the brushes that he's using are, but it's so interesting to see how he sees his artwork. I just think it's really interesting. Hands down, one of my top 10 favorite artists. At number 7, we have Rare Tempter. Love this page. It kind of reminded me a little bit in the beginning. It kind of reminded me a lot of Sam Does Art, but with a slight twist. It really kind of blended him and Sam Does Art together to create this more stylized kind of Pixar Disney version of realism. And there's a period of time where I wanted to create art pretty much just like this. Love Rare Tempter's work, but let's go ahead and move on to number 6. At number 6, again, guys, like, don't kill me for butchering the names. I'm just gonna go ahead and spell it out as Ylanast. Looks like her name is pronounced Yulia. I could be completely wrong, but here we go. Love her art. It's kind of a lot like Rare Tempter's work, but more on the realistic side versus the, stylized side. Just watching her do some of these tutorials so easily really blew my mind. Especially when I started off as an artist, I would watch her videos and I was just like, how to draw eyes or how to draw hair. And I would see her come in here and do these super quick, sketches, and within a few minutes, you got a full, complete, super realistic looking eye. And I'm just like, I don't understand how she just did that. She has this knack of really making things look realistic while also adding her own spin to the piece as well. All right, at number 5, I have Jude DeVere. This one is it's different for sure. Some of you guys might not like his artwork as much as some of the other guys that I just mentioned, but I really loved the art that he created. Obviously, it's more of a comic book style. It's more of a 2D cartoon style of work for sure. But at the same time, his art was really just his life on a day-to-day basis. And for me, I thought that was so cool, especially because I have a family, I have a wife, I have kids. And there's definitely times where I've thought about, taking the same approach on day-to-day life and really just drawing it and doing the same thing, especially in a time of, YouTube and TikTok and, people wanting to vlog and do different things like that. I think that this was such a genius way to blend the vlogging world with digital art. And so when I first got into art, he was definitely one of the main people that I watched and looked at starting out. And so I have Drew DeVere at number 5 on my list. At number 4, I have WLOP. I don't know if it's pronounced Wallop or if it's just WLOP, but regardless of the fact, their art is amazing. That's all I can say about it. It's just like, look at this. This is perfect. She's on a building outside of the world. I don't know what the setting is. I'm still a little bit confused, but it's just perfect. Like, I don't really have any words for it. The detail, the intricate detail, the jewelry hanging from the horse, the fact that it's not a horse, but it is a horse. I don't really know what it is, like a reindeer horse thing. I just fell in love with it. I enjoy all the detail and the simplicity at the same time. For number 3, I have Laura, which it's a little different. It's LA__AURA, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, here we go. Laura Rubin. Ever since I started drawing, she's one of the first people I followed outside of Sam Does Art, and everything I see that this woman does, I'm in amazement. Like, it's crazy. I don't understand it. Like, just the originality, the simplicity, the realism with the style to it is just insane to me, but it's also just perfect. Number 2, for me, number 1 and number 2 was such a toss-up, but I had to place number 1 as someone who gave me more influence with my art. And so for number 2, I have to go with Guiz. This guy is flat out amazing. I don't understand it. I don't get it. But some of his artwork I look at and I'm just like, dude, I don't know how you do it. Starting with this one right here. He has 2 girls. They're just walking down the street, and now they're shooting guns at the arcade, and they're playing different games at the arcade. But this is all one big story piece, all one post, and it's just like, it's so good. If you just look in the background at the details and of some of these pieces that he has, it's unbelievable. Like, this picture is another picture by Guiz that really blew my mind. It's just his OC in the bathroom. Like, she's changing, she's drying off her hair or whatever she's doing, but you can just tell by the detail in all of the files and in all of the counter space and on the ground, the towel, the sandals, the bottle, the broom, even this little drain pipe down here is nuts in itself. But as you scroll, you see some of the other stuff that's going on, and she's pulling up her hair with all the you can see that her hands are wet and her arms are wet. She walks away, the band-aid on the back of her leg. I mean, there's just so much going on in these pieces that they tell a story with you just watching them. And so I gotta go with Guiz as number 2. It was really, really hard not to put him at number 1. But for number 1, I do have Sam Does Art. Now, the reason I have Sam Does Art is at number 1 is because, 1, he's really, really, really freaking good. Hands down, one of the best artists I've ever seen. For me, Guiz or Sam Does Art both could have came at number 1, but because of the influence Sam also plays in my art, I had to put Sam as number 1. And so just looking at some of his art, you can clearly tell that his art also tells a story a lot like Guiz in a different way. It's not, 4 different pictures per post, but you can definitely tell that this lady here in the picture is out fighting a battle in the rain. She's fighting for something. Also, the simplicity with his art is also really amazing to me. because he found a way to blend that realistic style with his own style, which I find really cool. That's my top 10 list. I also list my honorable mentions. Here on this page, I have about 10 to 15 more that were really hard not to throw into the top 10. When it came down to people that I felt were even in the art, I had to go with who influenced me more. And so thank you guys for checking out the video, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.